Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode on the channel. Today we're going to talk about how to reach out to brands and get paid. Because for most of us, when we started photography and filmmaking, we started because we were passionate, we want to be creative. But then as time goes on, we start buying more and more gear and we realize, oh shoot, I should probably get some money out of this. Not only do you need money for gear, but as well, if you want to be a professional photographer or filmmaker, you need to get money to pay for your living expenses. So that's what I want to talk about today on how to reach out to brands and get paid. Now for myself, when I first started reaching out to different brands, I had no clue what I was doing. I would literally just shoot off emails here and there, and I didn't really even think about it too much. I was just hoping that somehow they would offer me work and that I would get paid. But now, after all these years, I've learned a lot, that there's so much to do even before shooting off the email in order for you to be successful in getting paid for some brand work. So before sending out the email, first things first. Step number one is positioning yourself for success. When it comes to reaching brands and companies, you want to make sure that you're positioning yourself for success. And what I mean by this is that you want to make sure that you're the best possible candidate for reaching out to a specific company. For example, say if you want to work with a company like Canon, instead of just reaching out to them and say, hey, I want to work with you, start already using their products. Start shooting with Canon cameras, using Canon lenses, shoot photo, shoot video, show off what you can do with their cameras. And not only that, go above and beyond. Tag Canon in the photos that you shoot. Make sure you say what camera, what lens you're shooting with. All these things are already going to attract the attention of Canon and show that you're aligned with them as a company. Or say you're a YouTuber, you can easily make review videos of Canon products, or you can do unboxing videos. All these things don't cost you anything, but already you're showing to the company what you're capable of, but as well you're showing that you're aligning yourself with them, positioning yourself for success when you reach out to them and say, hey, I would love to work with you guys. Look at what I've already created with your guys' products. Doing all of this is going to give you a competitive edge over all the other photographers and filmmakers who are as well contacting Canon. So guys, before you even write the email, make sure you position yourself for success. Small things that you do before sending out the email are going to help you so much when it comes to connecting with the company and the brand. Step number two is finding the right contact details. Now this step might sound really silly because you're thinking, well, doesn't every single website just have contact details and you can just email them? Yeah, they do, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna email the right person. And I personally have learned this the hard way. I would often just, email a certain email for a company and I would never get a response. And the reason why I didn't get a response was that the email probably didn't go to the right person. Now, over time, I've learned that it's really important to take the time to find the right contact information so that your email will go to the right person in order for you guys to connect and work together. Now, for myself personally, the two ways that I have found best to get the right contact details has been using Instagram and LinkedIn. First off, I would usually just reach out to the brand via Instagram, hoping that whoever is running that Instagram account would either be the one in charge of their marketing or that they would then direct me to the right person. And often I've been able to get the right contact details by just contacting via Instagram. But sometimes you don't get a message back, you don't get any responses, so then you gotta think, well, what can I do next? And the second tool that I've loved to use is LinkedIn. Now, this sounds funny, LinkedIn, really, but you gotta think it from a business standpoint. We're creative, so we think that everyone is on Instagram or social media, but the truth is most business people are not active on Instagram, rather they're active on LinkedIn because that's their place to connect and network with other business like-minded people. So what I found is super helpful is I often search that company's marketing director, for example. So say, like, again, if I wanted to work with Canon Finland, I would look up Canon marketing and all of a sudden I'd probably find the contact details of the Canon marketing representative. So by taking the time to find the right contact details, you are going to make sure that your email goes to the right person and that it'll get read and that it'll get reviewed and possibly you would get the deal with that brand. Now that you have their contact details, it's time to reach out to them. And that's where we come to step number 3. That's when you can define your strengths and how they would benefit from them. Now at this point, you're probably not sending the official pitch. You're probably just reaching out to them to get to know them. And I think the biggest mistake that a lot of creatives make is that they just start talking about themselves. They talk about how many followers they have and what kind of work they do and all of this blah, 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 blah. But really, it doesn't show that you're interested in them as a company. So I think when you reach out to the company at first, it's much better to ask them, what's your product all about? What are your objectives? What do you guys stand for as a company? And from that first email, you're already gonna get all the information that you need for your pitch, because then you'll know what the company actually needs. So instead of starting off just talking about yourself and what you can offer them, maybe it's good to first figure out what they need so that you can decide what you can offer them. So for example, with Canon, I actually just recently reached out to Canon Finland and we talked about what season they're in right now as a company and what's important for them to advertise. And they talked about how they want to talk about the Canon EOS R and the RF lenses. So right away I talked about how then on my YouTube channel, I create reviews of the new Canon RF series lenses, which brings them a lot of value because they'll be able to get the word out about their lenses to a lot of people on this channel who are as well interested in cameras and lenses. So that's how I pitched them, because first I asked what do they need and I showed them what I can offer them. See how it goes this way better? Rather than just showing off and telling what you can do for them without even knowing what they need, first figure out what they need and then talk about what you can offer them. And now at this point, most often the company is interested in working with you because they see that there is value in working together, and that's where step number 4 comes in, and that's writing your pitch. Now when you're writing your pitch, you gotta make sure that it's very concise and clear. You want them to understand what you're offering them and what they will get in return. So for Canon, I made a pitch about making 3 different videos highlighting the Canon EOS R and the different RF lenses. And in return, they would get exposure not only on my YouTube channel, but as well that they would have content to post on their blogs. So it's a win-win. They're gonna get exposure through my YouTube audience, but as well, then they will have content to post on their blog to drive more traffic to their website as well. And then at the end, I just laid out my prices and what I expect from the work that I'll be doing for them. So when reaching out to brands and companies and getting paid for it, it's actually not that complicated if you just do the pre-production work. If you just try to shoot off cold emails to companies, you're gonna spend a lot of time writing these emails and most likely no one will ever even respond to them, or if they do respond, it's just gonna be a harsh no. But if you do the work beforehand, you do some research about the company, you align yourself with them for success, you get the right contact details, you figure out what your strengths are and as well what they need as a company, and then you write a clear and concise pitch, I'm pretty confident that any company will want to work with you and pay you for it. Guys, I know that this week was not about photography and filmmaking, but the truth is, all of us need to get paid in some way. So that's why I thought I would do this video. Hopefully this will help you to reach out to companies and get paid for it. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video. Hopefully this was helpful on the business side of things. If you liked the video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed yet, and welcome to the family. Have a great week, guys.